Hey guys, Inder this side from 24/7 Everything. Hope you all are doing great. We are again back with another video, and this time it's on Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1 related to a new custom ROM which is based on Android R or Android 11. So as per the thumbnail or title, you are already know that we are going to discuss about Android R or Android 11 developer preview, which is being ported from Google Pixel 4 XL device to our beloved handset, that is Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1, by the developer with the name It's Amek on Telegram. So we are really thankful to him for the same. So let's begin with this. So on my screen, you are able to view Android version R. Apart to this, I would say Android security patch level of 5th May 2020. Kernel version is 4.4.220 Stardust. And this is a build number. Again, this has been ported from the Pixel. That's why it's showing RPP4. That is P4 is developer preview. Then the actual date and so on. Apart to this, developer has created the build. I would say the build on 16th of May 2020. So in this particular video, we will be going to discuss battery matrix, network and internet, connected devices, minor customization, then security, then quick setting, the status of camera to API and status of wideband certification, then Gcam related bug or anomaly, then TR camera, then benchmark scores, then RAM management or memory management, and last would be the installation. And afterward, we'll show you the bare bone structure, finally completing the installation steps. So now let's begin with the other part of the video. So the very first part is as this is a developer preview, so they have also provided you few tips and support. If you are facing any error, then you can provide the feedback to the like feedback for the same to the Google directly by clicking here send feedback. And apart to this, now let's move to system section. So in system sections, there are a bunch of things, but we are going to discuss only important parts. So firstly, gestures. So in gestures, you can go to I would say system navigation. So in system navigation now they have removed two buttons, so it is by default three button or gesture navigation. Maybe it may be added after on or later on, but for now it is. So for the convenience of video creation process, I'm using three button, but you can select gesture and it will change to the gesture navigation and so on. And apart to this, there is a like provision for the system update, but I'm not sure whether it is working or not. But like I'm again, I will show you by clicking on checking for update. And again, I'm not sure when the next developer preview will be available, or whether it will be a beta version released by the Google in the month of June and so. So whosoever will be using this particular developer preview from like 15 to 20 days from now, if they will see any system update, then do let us know in the comment section below so that it will be helpful for the others as well. Now let's move to the digital well-being section. So digital well-being section of parental control is by default turned on, and you will also see the I would say battery metrics on the basis of the impact of the same as well. And apart to this, in the security, so pin, pattern, password, all are working absolutely fine. Fingerprint is also working absolutely fine, but sometimes you have to like push your finger harder to detect the fingerprints on the fingerprint scanner. But apart to this, almost 90 to 95% it is working absolutely fine. There is a bummer, there is no face unlock available in this particular ported ROM. So hopefully maybe in the coming days it will be available, but not sure whether it will be or not, because maybe if it is a ported ROM, then there are some like limitation with that as well. Now let's move to the storage section, and I'll discuss one bug with you. So let's say if you are having one port, like any external device or portable storage like SD card or something being plugged into your phone, or you are using earlier with any other ROM, but in this ROM it will not be accessible. It will always ask show you as corrupted, or maybe like you might have to format it, so it will lose your data. So don't feel bad about this. Again, it is a bug and it will be resolved in the coming builds. So if someone wants to format the, I would say, a memory card with this, then they should back up their data on any other external device like laptop or computer or any other micro SD card and so on. So now let's move to the minor customization part, which is available under display. So again, the same styles and wallpaper. If you are familiar with the Pixel experience and any other custom ROM, so this is already available. So again, the same thing, style. So by default, it is default and everything is being set according to that. To cut down the time, I have already created a custom setting, or I would say custom style on the basis of my name, and let me apply it, and everything will be changed out system wide. So now you will be able to view that accent color has been changed, then icon shape has been changed to teardrop and so on. Apart to this clock, so only one I would say only a single option is available, which is again a default. Apart to this wallpaper, so live wallpaper and so on, which are again shipped with the Pixel Experience Room. Everything is here, so you can play with these as well. Now let's focus on the battery matrix. So from the charging time, it took nearly about 2 hours and 50 minutes to fully charge my phone from 0 to 100%. And apart to this, related to ideal battery drainage is still there. So I have faced nearly about 6 to 7% of battery was drained over a span of 10 to 11 hours. So again, this is negligible. Again, this is a ported ROM, so there will be few limitation, few bugs or few restrictions or few, I would say, problems as well. But apart to this being a developer preview ROM, it is working smoothly as compared to gaming and so on. So we'll be discussing the gaming with respect to battery metrics in the next section. So we'll be discussing battery consumption with respect to gaming. So I have analyzed two different games. One was PUBG Mobile and another was Call of Duty. But let me tell you that the gaming experience on this ROM was extremely good. I haven't seen any major lags and so on, being a developer preview. So let's discuss from the PUBG's point of view. So let's discuss from the PUBG Mobile's point of view. So I was using these graphic settings, that is HD graphic setting and high frame rate. So during a 1 hour of gameplay, I have encountered a battery consumption of nearly about 16 to 17%. And apart to this, I've also noted down the temperature reading. So before starting, or I would say before playing the gameplay, the temperature of my phone was 39 degree. As soon as I completed a 1 hour of gameplay, the temperature rose to nearly about 42%. So I think again this is negligible because we are almost in the summer season and we are all in the May, or I would say almost at the end of May 2020. And apart of this, now let's discuss from the Call of Duty's perspective. So now let's discuss from the Call of Duty's perspective. So basically from the audio and graphic settings, like I was using graphic quality with the medium, which is available as an high for our device. And apart to this, with the high frame rate, again during the gameplay of 1 hour, the battery consumption which was nearly about 15 to 16%. And apart to this, I have also noted down the temperature reading. So before starting the gameplay, the temperature of my phone was 36 degree, and afterward, as soon as I completed the gameplay, the temperature was nearly about 42 degrees. So this was all from related to the battery matrix related, or I would say with respect to the gaming sessions or gaming apps, which are like highly, I would say in demand from the gamer developers, or I would say gamer community and so on. So now let's focus on the connected devices. So in connected devices, there are two things. One is Bluetooth and another is screencasting. So screencasting is not working at all. Even I have tried this on the different 2 to 3 laptops and each time it was failing. But from the Bluetooth side, it is working absolutely fine, be it for file transfer or either audio via Bluetooth devices and so on. So now let's focus on the network and internet. So from the network and internet point of view, like Wi-Fi calling is available for both the Jio and Airtel SIMs. There is a bummer, there is no native video call available, no call recorder available. But good news is that there is no problem with the Wi-Fi connectivity, mobile internet for both the SIMs, and there is no issue with the SMS and calls and so on. So overall, from a developer preview force perspective or point of view, this ROM is working absolutely fine with all the vital things. Now let's focus on the quick settings. So these are the quick settings available. I think I might have just, I'm not using live caption and focus mode, but apart to this, I'm using every other available setting. And the best thing is that screen recorder is available and it is working absolutely fine and recording the audio with respect to system audio and even your voiceover. So it is working absolutely fine. You can try and provide your feedback on the same. Dark theme toggle is also working fine. So all in all, everything is working fine. And a part of this, they have also provided this Android developer preview for related thing, and it will show you this like Android developer preview. The device is running a pre-release version of Android and so on. Now let's discuss from the camera to status of camera to API. So the good news is that from the out of the box, or I would say by default, camera to API support is available on this particular ROM. For the Widevine certification, again at my side it is showing me L3, but not sure whenever you will be flashing this, will it be showing L3 or L1 at your side, because this has been occurring since the time I have installed Android beta version 1. And apart to this, there is a bummer. There is no stock camera available with this particular ROM. So I have already discussed this with I would say community over Telegram. So they have also confirmed. And even I have tested few G cams with the 7.x, 7.1, 7.0, 7.3. Nothing was working. So afterward, I switched to TR camera, which is working absolutely fine. And I'll be providing you the URL for the same when we'll be discussing installation steps. And apart to this, now we'll go to the benchmarking scores. So for that, I have captured few scores from the Geekbench 5. So let me open it. So these are the single core and multi-core scores. So single core score is showing 274, multi-core score is showing 1113. Apart to this, from a computation part using OpenCL, the score is 430, and from the Vulkan API, the score is 261. So now let's focus on the RAM or memory management. So before we switch into the different section, I was running few games at the end. So let's see. So it's really good that wherever I have left over in the audio and graphics settings, it has just like started from the same. Now let's move to the other game. I would say PUBG Mobile. So again, the same is also being rendered from the same screen where I have left over rather than running from the scratch or from the starting point. Now let me open few other apps in my recent list which I was accessing. So Geekbench is also on the same window where we have left over. White One certification app is also there, and apart to this, status of camera to API using camera to probe API. So all in all, memory management is working absolutely fine with the developer preview version as well. Now we are good to go with the installation part. So before we jump into the TWRP recovery mode, we need to discuss few points. So for that, I have already created a dedicated article on my official blog. The URL for the same will be provided to you in the description below so that you can go over afterward. So nothing major has been mentioned. Again, important note, it is a developer preview 4 which is ported from Pixel 4 device, which I have already told you. Few links for downloading the ROM like Android R developer preview for ported OS ROM. So there is no need to flash G apps. Apart to this Magix Canary version. So this is optional, but you will be needing if you want to certify your device. So basically device is not certified out of the box. So you will be needing, if you don't know how to install Canary version, we have already installed like created a video in the past and we'll be providing you the URL for the same in the description box below. And apart of this, as I have already told you that the like Gcam was not working at my side, so I have tried TR camera. So here is the link, so you can even try the same at your side. So there are few notes by the developer you can go over afterwards. Few bugs have been listed by him and notes and so on. Apart of this prerequisite or requirement like backup your data, charge your phone's battery at least 50% or more, firmware version needed, bootloader should be unlocked, TWRP custom recovery. Each and every helpful video is also provided with the same so that you can go over afterward. After finally the installation of Android R developer preview 4 on our phone, so using TWRP custom recovery. So firstly, you have to format data, then wipe cache, Dalvik data and system. Vendor partition is optional. You can try it your side. Install Flash the Android R developer preview. Afterward, just reboot your phone, and finally the installation will be complete, and you will be able to enjoy the beauty of Android R on your beloved phone. So now let me directly jump into the TWRP recovery mode to begin with the installation process. So finally, we have been booted to the TWRP recovery mode. Now let's start with the installation process. So according to blogs, firstly you have to select wipe and then click on format data. Just type yes to complete the formatting. It will hardly take a minute to complete the overall formatting setup. And afterward just go back, again back, and afterward you have to type on advanced wipe. Here you have to select 4 different partition: Dalvik, cache, data and system. Vendor partition is optional, you can do it. So I have to wipe again. It will take hardly a minute to complete its setup, or I would say the wiping process. Now we are good to go with the installation process. So we have to tap on install button. So let me tap on install, and afterward you have to select storage, and inside storage you have to select micro SD card. Just tap on OK. Afterward you have to find the folder where you have downloaded that particular file. Like in my case it is Pixel 4 XL. So swipe to confirm flash. So now the installation process has been started. And again, like there is a warning from a developer side: don't try to flash this port on any other device, because sometimes some users try, brother, if it is working on Asus, can I try on this MI device, Redmi device and so on. So let's wait till the time this particular process will be completed and we'll move to the phone setup process. So finally, the installation process has been completed as you are able to view finishing installation and so on. But again, we have two options. One is wipe cache Dalvik and reboot system. But I always prefer to complete wipe cache Dalvik first. And afterward, we are good to go with the reboot system. Now it will take nearly about 1 to 2 minutes or 2 to 3 minutes to invoke the Google's logo. And afterward, again, waiting for 2 to 3 minutes to invoke the phone setup process. So let's wait till the time it will complete. Finally, Google logo has been started previewing. Now it will take nearly about 1 to 2 minutes to invoke the phone setup process. Finally, the phone setup process has been started. Again, this is just a normal warning. It is always persists with all the AMAC projects, so just ignore it. There is an internal problem with your device, contact your manufacturer for details and so on. Afterward, this is the Android developer preview warning. So it's a legit one, no problem with this. So let's begin with the phone setup process. According to my, I would say, liking, I'm just selecting few things. Let me enter the Wi-Fi credential and we'll move to the next step. So finally entering the Wi-Fi credential, now it has moved to the checking for update. Here it will be checking for update for the Google Play services. If there will be any pending payload or download, it will be downloaded and uploaded or installed here and move to the next screen. So now it is showing us copy apps data, but just for the video preference, I'm just starting with the fresh setup. Now it will again move to the next screen, checking info and so on, and afterward checking device info and so on. So to cut down the time, I'm skipping the Google account setup process. You can do at your side. Even if you will skip it, you can do it afterward. So let me just do these things as soon as possible. Now at this moment, I'm just keeping the protection for our phone as well, and selecting all the apps and so on. Now it is adding few final touches and afterward it will directly boot into the home screen, or I would say login screen. So few final touches like go home, switch apps, then go back according to 3 button gestures or navigation and so. Just tap on middle button and now it will show you the home screen. And these are the I would say default or bare bone structure shipped with this particular ROM. So all the needed or vital apps are already there. Afterward you can install according to your liking. Now let me confirm you for the one, or I would say final time, by going to Android R version with the same security patch and so on. So this was all from our side related to the Android R or Android 11 developer preview 4, which is ported from Google Pixel 4 device to our Asus Zenfone Max Pro M1. Hope you like this video. If you really like this video, kindly share this with your friends and family. And apart from this, please subscribe to our channel because this will surely motivate us and boost us to create more videos like this in the coming future. Finally, it's the time to sign off now. Bye for now.